All right, today I want to talk about something that really just holds businesses back more than anything else that we see. And it's this thought of continual learning and implementation. I want to thank you for joining us today. My name is Thomas Joyner. I'm a coach here with Business on Purpose, and just glad that you're joining us here for a little bit. So, one of our core values here at BOP is learn and implement. We want every conversation with business owners, every coaching meeting, every time we show up to work to be a learning experience. Just this relentless and never-ending learning experience. And we never just want to step back and look at our content and our roadmap and think, hey, we wipe our hands, it's perfect, we're done. No. You know, the business world, right? You're involved in it. It's always changing. It's morphing and moving, and the climate it operates in changes every single day. And so we have to be willing to learn and adapt and change with it. Now, we don't want to change the core of who we are at the end of the day, but operationally and strategically, we can be out in front as we respond to all that change. But here's the thing. We don't just want to learn. We want to adapt and implement that learning into our everyday work. It's that next step that so many businesses fail to do today, and that specifically is what I want to talk about a little bit more in depth. You know, when we see businesses stall or plateau, 9 times out of 10, it's because this thought has entered their mind and not been kicked out like the kid acting out in class. They'll think, well, that's just the way it is, and I don't ever see it changing. Has that thought ever come up maybe in your mind? They've kind of waved the white flag, and whatever your problem is, you just have to realize that growth can't happen in that vacuum with that mindset. You see, it's a fixed mindset where we seem to have talked about that a million times, right? It's that fixed mindset that holds business owners and their teams back. I was working with somebody just the other day, and here's what they said. They said that schedule has always been chaos for them. You know, when they're scheduling jobs and everybody that they're trying to work with, it's just always been chaotic, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. We've done this 30 plus years, and it's always chaotic. And so here's where I kind of push back a little bit. I said, hey, if you believe that it's going to be chaotic, then you've already given your consent to your team that it should be chaotic. And that's a problem. And you may disagree, but when you look at your team and just say, hey, it is what it is, you're basically telling them we don't have to fight against it anymore. But no, instead, what if we ask this question? What part of the process do we have control over? Well, a lot of it, the business owner said. Great, let's start there and let's work backwards. And so we built out this 12-week plan to get better at all the parts of scheduling that they control. We wrote out every step of the process with dates that corresponded. Even invited several of their team members into the process to make sure that the next time they walk through this, it may still have some components of chaos, but at least they will own and get better at the parts they can control. Guys, that is game-changing business ownership, is understanding what you control, and even if 100 times over you fail, you take what you've learned, you grow from it, you learn from it, and you implement it into a new process that can lead your team to a more efficient and more enjoyable experience. It's why we get out of bed every morning at Business on Purpose, and that's to liberate you, the business owner, and your team from chaos, to help you make time for what matters most. So ask yourself, where have you just kind of thrown your hands up in your business and said, you know what, it's never going to change, it is what it is? Where have you gotten so frustrated and just stopped learning and have made the choice to crack the door and just make chaos the norm? You cannot tolerate it, or it will spread every which way in your business and hold you back from growth. It will make you plateau and stall out time after time after time. So today, take the time to think through that question. Then do something about it. Put a plan in place. Figure out who needs to be in the room to discuss what you can control in the process and become experts at those very things you control. Shoot, maybe it's inviting other businesses who you work with day in and day out and who are a part of that process on a large scale, and allow them to be a part of the solution too. Ironing out a process together, because I can guarantee you, if you have headaches, they probably have headaches with those exact same things. You can work together, you can iron it out and build a smoother, chaos-free process for all involved, because newsflash, eliminating chaos helps them too. I can promise you, if you take a step back to provide yourself with some margin, it's never the wrong thing to do. It will help in every single area of your business. And here's the last thing. If we can help with any of that, please reach out. It's our specialty, walking along business owners to figure this stuff out, because it helps you make time for what matters most in your life. Not just sitting and day after day putting out fires, but it's family and building your team and not having a heart attack day after day after day, but maybe finally running your business instead of allowing your business to run you. Hope that makes sense. Hope you will build in that margin and that time to think through this and to begin learning and implementing in your own business day after day. Thanks so much.